Good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another edition of Pretend Football. Now, I am your host. Psych with me is, as always, is Mal Paderas. Mal, this was a fantastic week of Pretend Football.
There were so many games that went down to the absolute wire. Games decided by as little a margin as is humanly possible.
Very close.
1/2 of 1 point. And of course, it wouldn't be Pretend Football if there weren't just a handful of blowouts.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, that all gets me very excited. I'm sure it gets you very excited. So, without further ado, let's get on with the show.
In the long, sordid history of the NJCFFL, only one woman has ever risen to the top and claimed a championship. Of course, the name of Coach Ramona Swanson is uttered only in the most hushed of tones. The echoes of her greatness reverberate with her son, Kylan, also a former champion. Although you'd never know it looking at how his season has begun so far. The embarrassment train kept right on a-chugging as the Bill Brunoists fell to the scorching hot vagina flowers, 71-56. Now, the Brunoists were led in scoring by Jarvis Landry's 13.5 points. A real treat, considering how god-awful Smokin' Jay Cutler has been so far this season. And Travis, hey, let me go out there and get concussed Kelsey, add an additional 13. Everything else was a shapeless blob of sadness. I mean, how bad was it? Really? Let me count the ways. Terrence West, 1 point.
Nice.
Tyrell Williams, 2.5 points.
Smoking.
Mike Gillisley, 5 points.
Testify, my brother.
Why were you even playing Mike Gillisley? I mean, why is David Johnson still on your roster? Shame, Kylan. For shame. I'm certain your mother is disappointed in you, as we all are. The Vagina Flowers, known around the hallways of PSBN as the American Pussy Riot, are on a tear, leading the Death of the Dinosaur division thus far this season. Top scorers, Mike Crab Hand Trees and Andy Red Rockin' Dalton, more than made up for the Southern Dandy Todd Gurley's performance on their way to a big time division win, which kept the flower petal and stamens right at the top of the division and pollinating on all of those below her. She wouldn't have it any other way. You know, women's suffrage and all. You know what? Me either. The Victoria's Vagina Vegetation vow victory next week as well against the Jar Jar Trumps and the Luxacs. While the family embarrassment Brunoists have matchups against the hated and somehow still unbelievably undefeated Catskill Cleavers and defending champion Bricktops Pig Farm.
This week, we are getting elbow deep in a close, lethal, evil division rivalry that may prove to be too much gristle, even for my scalpel. I am, of course, talking about the Lipsmack and Flapjacks victory over the Philly Fanatics +1 at Aunt Jemima Bowl Stadium, 105.5 to 104. The floodgates of syrupy victory were opened wide by team champions Aaron Rodgers, who scored a superhuman 23 points, assisted by off-brand G.I. Joe figure of some sort Duke Johnson with 15.5. T.Y. Hilton hauled in a bounty of 22.5 points, and even Steven Gostkowski managed to hit the double digits with 13. However, the Fanatics weren't going to take this lying down and stoned. Oh, no. I mean, they battled back, and they battled back with a fury. Cam Newton was the one who led the way with an astounding 28 points, attempting to rally the team around his superhuman shoulders. Who, however, could stand shoulder to shoulder with Cam Newton? Definitely not female reporters. But Harrison Butker did his best. He kicked 18 points onto the scoreboard. Nelson Aguilar and Des Bryant were among the standouts, but it just wasn't enough, as the Fanatics found themselves drowned damnably deep in deliciously decadent defeat. One of the many closely fought contests this week, but a notable, as the lip-smacking Flapjacks finally taste the awesome ambrosia of adulation. The Flapjacks, next week, will face the Portland Hipsters and the Dobbs Ferry Federalists, who might be trouble, as their bye week is all done. The Fanatics look to return to the winning column against the Lakers Dirigibles, and of course, the Shartsville Gravy Legs. Maul, we've had some gruesome injuries lately, and I want to paint you a portrait.
Wait. I'm getting word that we are actually being reached out to by a doctor, an actual, real doctor, all the way from Xinjiang, China. It's Dr. Feng.
I'll tell you what. Why did you handle the interview? I'm like double, triple. I'm like quadruple parked, quintuple parked.
Is that even? Can you be? Either way. So thank you for joining us, Dr. Feng. Amazing. It's good to finally have a professional around here. Let's get right down to it. Can you tell us about J.J. Watt's injury?
First, Maul. As I keep telling your producer, Craig Gooder, I am a veterinarian, an animal doctor, a doctor for animals, not people. But Craig persuaded me with many gallons of prized Gooder juice.
Beef Monster
J.J. Watt has gone from a living man of great much beef to a tiny skeleton that may as well be a baby.
Wow, that's fascinating. Fascinating. Wow, you're like the real thing. Well, tell us about Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell Beckham.
Again, Maul, I am not a real doctor. I learned what I know by experimentation and forgery. But if you asked me about Odell Beckham Jr., I would tell you that he is also a man headed to his grave. He will not be back, because I am told human legs are very important.
That's amazing. He's amazing. Thank you. He's absolutely amazing. This guy is amazing.
I never knew what a human baddie can do. I mean, that's a real whiz-dinger, eh?
Well, Doctor, while we have you, one more, just one more. Now, we also saw that Whitney Merciless and Brandon Marshall, as well as Charles Clay, also go down to what appears to, us laymen's to be horrific injuries. What separates these men from the likes of J.J. Watt and Odell Beckham Jr.?
As for Merciless, Marshall, and Clay, I did not feel the urge to shoot them as they came off the field, as I would a very badly injured horse, like Beef Monster J.J. Watt or Odell Beckham. I would say we will see more of Merciless, Marshall, and Clay soon. Maybe. If not, they too will die.
But maybe.
Wow. Well, if I may say so, sir, it was an absolute honor to speak to someone as esteemed and knowledgeable as you, Dr. Fung. So enlightening. Wow. Tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Psych.
I still can't believe that Dr. Fung graced us with his presence. He is a consummate professional.
And it's amazing. I really can't even fathom that we were able to get such a professional on this show.
It was educational. and definitely eye-opening. I can't wait for more players to get injured.
Yeah, me either.
It's going to be great. It's fantastic. More Dr. Fung. Who doesn't want that? But you all want Maul's Word of the Week. Maul, what you got for us?
In honor of Dr. Fung, it's clavicle.
It's one of these kind of bones.
At least that's what Dr. Fung would lead us to believe.
He did point it out on a dog. So that was
it a dog?
maybe I couldn't really tell. It was
Coyote?
Do they have them in Shenzhen? Clavicle. Well, yeah. From all of us here at PSBN, this has been Pretend Football. Now.
And we're live.
And it's gone.
So, this is Maul's matchup for...
It's on. Just give it a second. That should stop at any time.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Spirits. Patrick Swayze. Is that you, Patrick Swayze?